All right, shalom, shalom. It's another GMS lesson coming back at you. Before we do get into this lesson, we want to start by giving our honor, glory, and praises to the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son, Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shah, Ba'Hashem, Kodash. Next up, double honors to our apostles and elders, great millstone, who taught us the 100% truth of the Bible and who rule well. Peace, love, salutations to all the brothers across the four corners of the earth, pushing this truth in all diligence and sincerity. It's the brothers out here in the Raleigh, North Carolina camp, the brother Shawai.
Brother Nakan.
And we was able to put together a Lord willing edifying lesson on feeding the sheep, man, right? Feeding the Lord's flock. So we just going to jump right into it.
Hold that. Get me St. Matthew chapter 10, verse 6 real quick. Baba Kasha. And this is a response video to the elder of our camp, Brother Hawaii. He did a lesson on feed my sheep.
What's the precept?
St. Matthew chapter 10, verse 6.
It's St. Matthew chapter 10, verse 6, and it reads, "But go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel."
That's right. So the sheep that we're supposed to be feeding is not the whole world, it's not all nations. It's not the whole inhabited earth. The sheep that we're supposed to be feeding is who? Israel. And who is Israel? You so-called Negroes, Latino Americans. You see? Read that one more time.
Yep. Verse 6, "But go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel."
That's right. So when we go preaching these words of Yahweh Shema Shah, we're going to the lost sheep of the house of Israel.
A little bit more. On verse 7, "As ye go, preach saying, the kingdom of heaven is at hand."
That's right. And when we go preaching these words to our people, to the nation of Israel, we're telling them that what? The kingdom of heaven, the kingdom of Yahweh Shema Shah is at hand, man. The kingdom of heaven is right there. It's at the doors, So get me on Baba Kasha. Get me St. Matthew chapter 15, verse 24.
Just St. Matthew chapter 15, verse 24. And it reads, "But he answered and said, I am not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel."
Once again, that sheep that we're supposed to be feeding, that the prophets are going to be, teaching, is Israel. You see, Israel, you're likened unto a sheep. But it also said what? The lost sheep. You're lost. Why? Because according to Jeremiah 17, verse 4, you have discontinued from your heritage. You don't know who you are anymore. You see, you're walking around the earth thinking you're black, African American, Latino, Puerto Rican, Cuban, all these different bywords and proverbs that your oppressor put on you. Going back to Deuteronomy 28, verse 37, you're going to become bywords and proverbs. You see, you're that lost sheep. And it's our job as the prophets through the Spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Shah, who they have raised up in these last days, to come feed you, to come teach you who you are, to bring you back to remembrance through the Spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Shah. That's it on that?
Yep.
Yeah, and get the next precept.
Yep, this is St. John chapter 21, verse 14. "This is now the third time that Yahweh Shai showed himself to his disciples after that he was risen from the dead."
Right.
Verse 15, "So when he had dined, Yahweh Shai said unto Simon Peter, Simon, son of Jonas, lovest thou me more than these? He saith unto him, Yea, Lord, thou knowest that I love thee. He saith unto him, Feed my lambs." Verse 16, he saith to him again the second time, "Simon, son of Jonas, lovest thou me? He saith unto him, Yea, Lord, thou knowest that I love thee. He saith unto him, Feed my sheep."
Right.
Verse 17, he saith unto him the third time, "Simon, son of Jonas, lovest thou me?" Peter was grieved, because he said unto him the third time, "Lovest thou me?" And he said unto him, "Lord, thou knowest all things. Thou knowest that I love thee." Yahweh Shai said unto him, "Feed my sheep."
That's right. You see? And love, is to keep the commandments of Yahweh Shema Shah. And we're coming in the spirit of Peter. You see? If you love the Lord like you say you do, and you've been blessed with this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding these scriptures, then what are you going to do? You're going to feed the sheep of the nation of Israel. We just proved who the sheep was in St. Matthew's, the 15th chapter and the 10th chapter. It's you Israelites. You see? So if you love the Lord, if you love Yahweh Shema Shah, this is what you're going to do. You're going to feed Israel with this knowledge, man. You're going to tell them who they are in these last days. You're going to tell them what's going to befall the earth in these last days. You're going to tell them who their true power is, Yahweh Shemal Shah, and not the gods of the other nation. You see, you're going to tell them that they have ways that they're supposed to be upholding, that they're supposed to be keeping through the spirit of Yahweh Shemal Shah. You see? If you love Yahweh Shemal Shah, this is what you're going to do. You're going to feed his sheep, man.
Mm-hmm.
And you're not going to go from it.
That's right. Really?
Mm-hmm.
This is Ezekiel chapter 3, verse 17. Son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel.
That's right. And what is a watchman? A watchman, is somebody who will stand on the tower and who will watch out for oncoming danger, approaching enemies. And as soon as that watchman seen danger coming, he will blow that trumpet, sound that alarm to let everybody else know that what? Danger is coming. Well, through the spirit and power of Shemal Shah, they have made us his servant, his watchmen, unto our people of the nation of Israel.
Mm-hmm. It reads on, therefore hear the word at my mouth, and give them warning from me.
That's right. It said, therefore hear the words at my mouth and give them warning from me. And that's exactly what we're doing. We're not giving our people warning from our own selves. We're giving our people warning from Yahweh Shemal Shah. And a part of giving our people warning, that's pretty much you feeding them. You're feeding them with what? The truth.
Mm-hmm.
How you going to warn? How you going to feed Israel if you ain't going out to the highways and byways? How you going to warn? How you going to feed Israel if you ain't doing lessons? How you going to warn and feed Israel if you just sitting on this knowledge? If Yahweh Shemal Shah has made you a watchman unto his people, then you have to go feed. You have to go warn, man. You have to blow that trumpet constantly, nonstop, all around the clock, all year round.
Mm-hmm.
In season, out of season, not taking no days off.
Yep. Verse 18, when I say unto the wicked, thou shalt surely die, and thou givest him not warning, nor speakest to warn the wicked from his wicked way, to save his life, the same wicked man shall die in his iniquity, but his blood will I require at thine hand.
And that's what you see going on, man. You got a lot of false prophets out here, a lot of false teachers. That's exactly what they're doing. You see? They're not warning Israel the right way. Yeah, you got a lot of these false prophets. Yeah, they might be telling Israel that they're Israel. You see? They might be telling Israel about the law, but when they come down to the get down, they're not warning, they're not feeding Israel with the 100% truth all the way around. You see? They're not teaching that the strong G5480, brothers should know what we talking about when we say that, is the MARK.
Mm-hmm.
You're supposed to be feeding our people with this stuff. You're not supposed to be taking bits and pieces of what you want to say. You're supposed to be taking everything and feeding Israel with the whole 100% roll.
Mm-hmm.
You're not supposed to be telling Israel that that they can keep some of the laws, but they ain't got to keep all of them, or whatever the case may be. If you're going to tell Israel the truth, you're going to tell Israel the truth.
Mm-hmm. It reads on verse 19, yet if thou warn the wicked, and he turn not from his wickedness, nor from his wicked way, he shall die in his iniquity, but thou hast delivered thy soul.
That's right, and that's exactly what the true prophets are doing. We're warning the wicked of our people. You see, we're feeding our people. Even though the majority of our people are going to hell off, we're still feeding them, we're still warning them. So when they die in their iniquity, their blood is not required at our hands because we did our job. We gave them warning. They chose not to take heed to it.
Mm-hmm. It reads, and ready for the next one?
Mm-hmm.
This is Isaiah 58:1. Cry aloud, spare not. Lift up thy voice like a trumpet.
That's right. It said, cry aloud. You see, this is what the true servants, the true prophets are going to be doing through the spirit and power of Shemal Shah. They're going to be crying aloud, giving warning. And as they're giving warning, what are they going to be doing? They're going to be lifting up that voice like a trumpet. Meaning what? They're going to be speaking loud. You see? They're going to be making sure their voices is being heard. And ain't going to be sparing no feelings, none whatsoever. Read on.
And show my people their transgression, and the house of Jacob their sins.
That's right. And that's exactly what we're doing. We're showing our people their transgressions, and the house of Jacob their sins. We're showing them where they're going off. You see?
Mm-hmm. This is Jeremiah chapter 3, verse 15.
Yep.
And I will give you pastors according to mine heart.
And heart goes back to the Hebrew word allows means your mind. And that's exactly what Yahweh Shemal Shah has done. They have given you Israelites, pastors, spiritual guides, spiritual leaders, according to their heart, who they thought was right for you. That was going to do what, bro?
Yep. which shall feed you with knowledge and understanding.
And that's exactly what we're doing. We're feeding our people with that spiritual food, with this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. You see? We're telling you who you are according to the Bible. We're telling you that your power name is Yahweh Shema Shah. You see, we're telling you that you got commandments according to the Bible that you got to keep. We're telling you that salvation is coming to you. We're telling you everything that's recorded in this Bible that you need to know. This is what we're feeding you with. We're not feeding you with our own vain opinions or our thoughts or what we think is right. No, we're feeding you with the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of the scriptures.
Mm-hmm. So it reads on, Isaiah 62, the next precept, Isaiah 62 and 6, I have set watchmen upon thy walls, O Jerusalem.
That's right, and we're the watchmen that have been set up over you so-called Negroes, Latino Americans.
Mm-hmm. It reads on, which shall never hold their peace day nor night.
That's right, and we ain't holding our peace day nor night. Why? As the brother's going to get, because as it says in Ecclesiastes, it's a time to keep silence, a time to speak. Right now, the time to speak. Right now, the time to feed our people with this knowledge, man. Right now, the time for our people to be getting this word. So we ain't gonna hold our peace day nor night. That's why you got brothers all around the world constantly uploading videos to YouTube. When you got brothers on the other side of the world, we on this side of the world seeing their videos. And when we on this side of the world, we upload videos, they can see it on their side of the world. You see? Brothers are constantly not holding their peace day nor night.
Mm-hmm. Ye that make mention of the Lord, keep not silence.
That's right. And we making mention of Yahweh Shema Shah. And we ain't keeping silent no more, man. Because we at the end of this thing.
Mm-hmm. Verse 7, and give him no rest till he establish, until he make Jerusalem a praise in the earth.
That's right. And we ain't giving Yahweh Shema Shah no rest. You see? We constantly getting on the Lord's nerve. You see? Why? Until he establish, until he make us a praise in the earth. Because we're not a praise in the earth right about now. But soon come we will be.
Mm-hmm. It reads Ecclesiastes chapter 3 verse 7. A time to rend, a time to sow, a time to keep silence, and a time to speak.
That's right. A time to keep silence and a time to speak. This ain't the time to keep silence. How you gonna feed the sheep if you keep it silent? You see? How are people gonna get the truth if you keep it silent? Mm-hmm. This ain't the time to keep silent. This is the time to speak, man.
Yep.
This is the time to speak the truth. You know? Our people need to know the truth. Our people need to know who they are in these last days, man. Mm-hmm. We've been destroyed for too long. Yep. It's time for our people, to wake up and know who they are. It's time for our people, to come back to their power. And the only way they can know who they are, the only way they can come back to their power is by us feeding them with this knowledge. Mm-hmm. So that's pretty much our lesson. Yep. Oh, you got one more?
One more. Yep. This Proverbs 10 and 21. The lips of the righteous feed many, but fools die for wisdom.
That's right. The lips of the righteous, which we're hoping to be the righteous, you see. But what are we doing? We're feeding many. You see, we're feeding many of our people with this knowledge, man. You see, Lord willing, we're going to be some of those men who are going to turn many to righteousness through this word that we're preaching. Mm-hmm. Through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Shah. It said, but what? But fools die for the want of wisdom. You see, you got a lot of our people out here who are lacking understanding of the Bible. And they're dying without knowledge, man. You see? So through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Shah, this is what we're going to do. If you have this knowledge, you're going to feed the sheep. You're going to give warning, man. You're going to blow that trumpet. And that's pretty much our lesson. Lord willing, the very hopeful out there has been edified. If you got this knowledge, man, feed the sheep, man. Wake Israel up through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Shah. Do what you was called to do. So that's our lesson. Shalom.
Shalom.